My husband watched me break, and I couldn't hide it. I used to think strength meant not showing weakness, that holding it all together, no matter what, made you resilient. But when I broke, truly shattered, it didn't happen in private. It happened in the kitchen, beneath flickering lights and the weight of my own silence. And my husband, Daniel, stood there and watched it all happen. It started long before that night, of course. These things always do. We'd been married for 8 years. Not perfect years, not even close, but solid ones. Daniel and I met at a friend's wedding in Chicago. He was the best man, I was the maid of honor, and we'd danced to old Sinatra songs like we already belonged to each other. 2 years later, he proposed at Navy Pier. I cried. He cried. Everyone around us clapped. It was one of those moments where time folds and you're sure everything will stay golden forever. But life doesn't work like that. We'd been trying for a baby for 4 years. 4 years of doctor visits, procedures, tears behind closed doors, and quiet phone calls to my sister where I whispered things like, "I don't think I can do this anymore." I didn't tell Daniel everything. He always asked, always checked in. But I'd smile, say I was fine, and keep it moving. I thought I was protecting him. I thought I was being strong. I was wrong. The night I broke, it wasn't after a miscarriage. It wasn't after bad news from a doctor. It was after grocery shopping. That's what no one tells you about grief. It doesn't wait for the right moment. It doesn't come dressed in black. It arrives when you're holding a bag of frozen peas and you overhear a toddler in the next aisle calling out, "Mommy, look." And just like that, something inside you crumbles. I held it in through the checkout, smiled at the cashier, even laughed when a teenager outside the store complimented my earrings. I made it all the way home into the kitchen, and that's when Daniel walked in. He was talking about work, something about a new promotion or a team reshuffle. I nodded along, placed bags on the counter. And then, when he reached for the milk, I dropped a jar of pasta sauce. It shattered on the floor, red glass and tomatoes splashing across tile like blood. And I just stared at it, frozen. "Hey," Daniel said softly, stepping over to me. "It's okay. I'll clean it up." But I didn't move. I didn't blink. I just stood there, fists clenched, heart pounding, tears threatening. My mouth opened to say something, but no words came. Just air. Just pain. "I'll get the mop," he said again, slower this time. I dropped to my knees suddenly, right in the middle of the mess, and started picking up shards of glass with my bare hands. "Emily, stop," he cried, rushing forward. "You're going to cut yourself." But I didn't care. My hands were trembling, breath coming in shallow gasps, and all I could think was, I'm failing. I'm not enough. I can't do this anymore. That's when he saw it, really saw it. I wasn't fine. I hadn't been fine for a long time. I didn't speak. I couldn't. The tears came silently at first, then harder. And then I was sobbing into my palms, curled on the floor like a child. I didn't care that my jeans were stained with sauce, that my hands were nicked. The weight of it all, every failed pregnancy, every silent night, every hollow smile, it crushed me. And Daniel just stood there, not frozen, not cold, but watching me fall apart in front of him. I don't know what I expected him to do. Yell, leave, cry? Instead, he knelt beside me, ignoring the glass. He wrapped his arms around me, so tightly, like he could hold the pieces of me together by sheer will. "I'm here," he whispered. "I've always been here." I pressed my face into his chest, my sobs muffled by his shirt. "I can't do this anymore," I said between gasps. "I'm so tired, Daniel. I feel like I'm disappearing." He held me tighter. "Then let me help. Let me carry it with you. You don't have to do this alone, Em." We stayed like that for a long time. On the floor. In the mess. Just the two of us. Later, after he helped me clean up and bandaged my hands, we sat on the couch in the dim light of the living room. I curled into him, and for the first time in years, I told him everything. Not just the facts, but the feelings. The jealousy I felt seeing other moms. The guilt that my body couldn't do what it was supposed to. The fear that he'd one day resent me. That I already resented myself. He didn't interrupt. didn't rush to fix it. He just listened. And when I was done, he kissed my forehead and said, "Thank you for letting me in." I hadn't realized I'd been shutting him out, building walls so carefully around my pain that even he, the man who knew me best, couldn't climb over them. In the weeks that followed, everything didn't magically fix itself. We didn't suddenly get pregnant. But something changed. We began talking, really talking. We went to therapy. We took breaks when we needed them. We traveled. We laughed more, touched more, remembered who we were before grief swallowed us whole. And sometimes, late at night, when I couldn't sleep, Daniel would hold me close and whisper, "You're not broken, Em. You're just carrying too much. Let me carry some of it." So I did. And in doing so, I learned that breaking isn't the end. It's the beginning of letting someone see the parts of you that need the most love. My husband watched me break, but he didn't walk away. He stayed. And in that moment, in the ruin of a kitchen floor, I learned that love isn't about never falling apart. It's about having someone who kneels beside you in the wreckage and helps you build again.